Hi, good morning. It's Carrie from down in Texas, and I hope you're having a wonderful day today. It's TGIF, thank goodness. And I'm going to come in today and do some makeup. It's some peach makeup, actually, a really pretty peach complement to one of my new summer very lightweight dresses. And I want to talk about today. My channel here is designed for the working woman who is trying to do everything and have it all, right? And successfully have it all. And that's what this channel is all about. So if I can help partake some of my experience in 40 years working in the world as a mom and a career woman and a wife and all of those daughter and all those things, then this is my way to give back. And so, we as women, we have a lot on our plates. Let's just face it, we really do. And it is a challenge to be all of those things that we need to be in the society in which we live. Especially now with our economy in such horrible condition, it's imperative for those women who were doing the most important job in the world of staying home with their children. Many of those women now are having to work just so their families can get by and they can have a place to live and food on the table and all of those things. And it's a hard deal, guys. It's a hard challenge for all of us to do that. And I recognize that. I have a daughter and I have a daughter-in-law, and I see the struggles that they go through and the demands that are on them as women. And then you add, first of all, let me just tell you, I've done my eyebrows, I've done my stick under eye milk makeup to hold my concealer and my corrector. I've done my prime, my cookies and cream from e.l.f., done my eyebrows, and now I'm going to go in with my concealer. And so yesterday I was down at my pain specialist. I suffer from a very difficult nerve disorder. I have nerve damage in my legs, and it is a very, very complicated disease, and I've had it for 16 years. And so I have an implanted pain pump on top of everything else that I deal with on a daily basis, being a business owner and a wife and a mom and a grandmother and somebody that lives with a chronic condition. And I'm very blessed that that chronic condition is stable at this stage. Big reason why I'm doing so well is my weight loss. I'm nearly down 70 pounds since December. And you add health conditions to the day-to-day challenges that women face, and it's a lot. And we need people in our lives that are great support systems. And just on a normal day-to-day basis, we have so much that we deal with and we cope with. And then you add something unexpected, and that's what I faced yesterday. I burned myself so badly up here. I went in to have my pain pump filled yesterday, which is done every 2.5 months or so. And I went into the office and found out that the doctor that I'd been seeing for 5 years passed away in May. And it's such a shock to hear anybody passes away, right? When you're not expecting it. But when you find out that somebody that you depend on and look up to and appreciate because of the care given, it is I don't want to say it's a traumatic, but it's a it's a jolt to your system, and especially when you're not prepared for it and you didn't know about it. And this gentleman was only 64 years old. I should say 64 years young. Because, you know, in our society today, people are living to be well into their 90s very comfortably. You hear all the time of people that are actually over 100 years old. So this man was extremely young, and of course, what normally takes people at that young age is cancer. And I just wasn't prepared for it. And it really took me back, because I wasn't prepared for it, and because I knew that he had not been well, but I didn't realize that was not, you know, that he was battling such a serious thing. And I'm talking to one of the techs in his office, and we were talking about how, you know, we have so much on our plate. We have, this young lady has 6 children and 3 dogs and a husband and a career and challenges. She's a stepmom, which is another whole complication to the standard that we all live. And, you know, I came out of there thinking, oh my gosh, how do we do it? How do we do it? How do we, because, you know, I don't think God intended women to do all these things. I just don't. And I'm sorry if you're not a Christian and you don't believe, I don't mean to offend you, but this is my opinion. And so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to set everything with my new pink. Oh, by the way, I did use my Laura Mercier when I mixed it with my concealer, actually. Today I also do want to go in and I want to put it, before I seal everything, I want to go in and I want to put this little sheen on my face. It is a Wet n Wild highlighter, and what I'm doing is just, it has a little pink glow, and so I just kind of want to put that to give my skin a little bit of sheen to it today. So we were talking while I was waiting for my procedure to be done, and we were talking about this and the challenges that she faces on a day-to-day basis, trying to, you know, take care of everybody. And then we forget to take care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anybody else. And in my experience, that is the one thing that I would say that I really should have spent more time on, was taking care of myself. And if I can, if I can encourage others who are watching my channel, that's the one thing that I would tell you that you really need to concentrate on. Take care of yourself. Take care of the things that you need to take care of. Don't put them secondary, because if you put them secondary, what tends to happen is they build on top of one another. And I can tell you this from my personal experience. When I contracted, well, actually when I had my injury that caused this disease that I have, which was back in 2006, I took the necessary steps to do what I needed to do to get it under control. I had an implant put in, and that controls my pain. But what I did not realize, and I did not account for, was the fact that the opioids that are in my pain pump can cause significant weight gain. And so, looking back on it, I did not do the necessary things that I should have done in the very beginning to ensure that I did not get that significant weight gain. You know, I got too busy. I had a family, and my kids were still at home, and when I got sick, and then when we moved back to Texas, I decided to open my business. This was back in 2010. And so, you know, I didn't take care of myself good enough. And that's a big thing to admit to yourself, but I didn't. And subsequently I put on over 80 pounds. And then that caused all sorts of other complications. I had to have a full knee replacement, high blood pressure, just you name it, and I had a gamut of problems because I didn't take care of myself. And I can tell you, I know that is the reason. I did not take care of myself, and I did not pay attention when I should have paid attention. Sorry, I dropped something. Now I'm going to come in with my highlight palette. This is what I use to contour. It's an LA palette, LA Colors palette. And I can tell you that today I did not take care of myself, and I let it go on for way too long, and I let myself I don't want to say I let myself go, but I just didn't do what I should have done to ensure that I didn't put on all of that weight. And I started to have all of these complications, and I started not to feel well. I got high blood pressure, and I was really afraid. I'll be really honest. I was really afraid that I would lose my relationship with my unbelievably supportive and encouraging and wonderful and loving husband, because I had no self-esteem when it came to personal things. As a woman, when you question your self-esteem and your body and the way you look, that feeds into every other part of your psyche. And I felt that way. I felt I didn't feel attractive, and I was still confident, but I didn't feel attractive. And when you don't feel attractive, that can be a really hard thing to get over. Now I'm going to come in with my L'Oreal Infallible White Under Eye. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on because I'm getting ready to do my eyeshadow, and I want to be able to take the fallout off. I'm going to use my beautiful palette that I have here that I got from Ulta. It's just one of the generic palettes, and they're beautiful colors, as you can see. And I'm using all peach colors today, so I'm going to start today with these peach colors over here, as you can see right in here. And I'm going to use this one as my transition, and I'm going to mix it with the next color down depending on how dark it comes on. And so I didn't take care of myself, and I found myself a year ago being extremely depressed and not being able to really play and enjoy my grandchildren. And I knew that I had to make a change, that I had to get my life back under control. Now, during this whole time too, I had tried several different weight loss programs, Jenny Craig and Nutrisystem, and those are all great, and I did have success. But what happens with those is that when you get off of those programs, 90% of the people that come off of those programs put the weight right back on with even more weight. And so I did that. You know, I would lose 30 pounds, and then within a year I had it all put back on. And okay, I got some peachy going on there. It looks pretty good. It's a little too light, so I'm just going to come back and add a little bit more here. And so I was actually on YouTube, and I was doing some research, and I came across a video of a woman that had recently had weight loss surgery, and she had lost 100 pounds, and she had been able to get all of her underlying health conditions under control, and she was doing much, much better. And so I started to do some research. I started to just really see if potentially this was an option for me, and what it would entail, and what the recovery was. And I started to do research into physicians and who had a good reputation in my area. And so I decided to go interview one. Actually, I interviewed 3. And the thing that struck me most was they all told me the same thing. They all told me the same thing. Yes, you are a candidate for weight loss surgery. Yes, you have the underlying health conditions that would most likely get an approval from my insurance company. Because remember, you can't do any of this in our society today without the insurance approval, right? We all know that. And so I was like, okay, well, let's try it. So I made a couple of phone calls to some ladies who had dealt with this one particular surgeon, and they all had, rave things to say about him as a surgeon, and as with their results, and how well that they had done with their results. And so I was like, well, this sounds like this could really be, the person for me. So I came home and I had a conversation with my husband about it. And of course, as usual, he was just always supportive and said, if that's what you think, I love you either way, but if that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do, and I'll support you 100%. And so the decision was made, and I went through the process, and I am now 7 months out, and I have lost almost 70 pounds, and I feel so much better. I have my confidence back. Hold on. And the point by telling you all this is that we have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of our health, because if we don't have health, what do we have? We don't have a lot, do we? And yes, we have a lot on our plate. We have families and husbands and children and careers and parents and siblings, and the list goes on and on. But we have to take care of ourselves before we can do any of that. And that's the life lesson that I've learned in the last 15 years, is that if you don't start now to take care of yourselves, then you are not going to be around. In the subsequent years to do anything and experience anything with your loved ones. And it's never too early to start taking care of yourself. That's my message for today. Because we can't do anything else in our lives. We can't be successful. We can't be a good mother, a good wife, a good daughter, a good sister, good business owner. Can't do any of that if we're not healthy. And it's our responsibility to take care of our own health. It's nobody else's responsibility. Just like with everything else in life. So in this conversation with this very nice young lady at the doctor's office yesterday, I asked her, I said, so, you know, what do you do to take care of yourself? I mean, how do you come up with the appropriate amount of time to give yourself time to do all those things? And she said something that just really, really resonated with me. She said she takes 10 minutes every morning to get up, get her thoughts together, have a cup of coffee, plan her day, do her devotional to thank God for all the blessings that she has in her life, and to kick herself in the butt if she hasn't followed through on things. And I thought, that's what I should have been doing all along, is I should have been kicking my own butt and saying, what are you doing? I can promise you, after the last year of going through this weight loss surgery, because, you know, weight loss surgery is not an easy process. It just is not. And if you're out there thinking that it is an easy way out, oh my gosh, you are so wrong. It is not the easy way out. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that I will never, ever let myself get into a rut where I don't take care of myself and I don't do the things that I should be doing to ensure that I have as many years as I can on this earth to be with those that I love and watch my grandchildren grow and do all the things that they're going to do in their lives. I owe it to myself and I owe it to them. And so we as women, we have to take the time, the necessary time, to take care of ourselves, to encourage ourselves, and to kick ourselves in the butt when we don't get it done. Okay, so as you can see, I've done all my eyeshadow. I'm putting on my mascara. I've put on my blush. And I'm gonna see here in a minute if I need a little bit more definition on my eyes. I'm not sure if I do or not. I may need to come back in with a little darker color and just do a little more defining. My Thrive mascara is just about at it. It's lasted me a really long time. Okay, let me see. I think I do just a little bit more definition in the corners. So what I'm gonna do is I used all this palette here. I used the lighter in the corner of my eyes and I used this in the transition. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna pick up this darker color right here. Look at those beautiful shimmers on that palette. Wow. I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna put a little here. Just to bring that corner together. A little bit out here. Just trying to smoke that out a little bit. Don't need much. This is a really small little brush that I'm just connecting all this together here. And then I'm gonna try to go down on the top of my lash line. Should do this before, but I'll make it work. All right. Now, let me look and see how that looks. That looks nice. I'm gonna just come back under here and sweep away that fallout. All right. And then I'm not even gonna seal my, just gonna use my powder puff the way that it is today. then my last step here is I'm just going to use my Milani highlighter, and I'm just going to come in and put a little highlight everywhere. Right here, I'm going to pick up the highlighter, the liquid highlighter that I put under my foundation. Put it on my nose, on my T-zone, on my chin. All right, I think that's it for today. Let me look here. Very nice. Okay, ladies, promise yourself you'll always take care of yourself. Promise yourself you'll give yourself time every day to kick yourself in the butt if you're not getting done what you need to get done. And as always, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for all your wonderful encouragement and support of these makeup videos. I am not a specialist by any stretch of the imagination. At this channel, everything we do here is to ensure that you successfully have it all. And with that, one little final step, I'm just gonna come in and put my Physicians Formula plumping lip gloss on and call it good. Don't forget, please leave me a comment, subscribe, and like this video if you would. And don't forget, make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I post a video. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. It's TGIF. Get out there, enjoy your day, and I'll catch you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.